Hey everyone, welcome back to Deep Roots. Do you know that whether you realize it or not, you prioritize what's important to you in your life? You take away all excuses because of time, energy, relationships. Every one of us makes it happen in the things in our lives that we actually value. The question we have to ask ourselves is, what do we actually value? Not theoretically, and not what do we value and what we think people want us to say. What do we actually value? In Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, Jesus calls the people to throw off the excuses, though some of them may be valid, and prioritize God in their lives. In Matthew 6, verse 25, the Bible simply reads, Jesus says, "Therefore I tell you the truth, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink or what you will wear. Is not life more important than food and the body more important than clothes?" Wow, he says, I want you not to worry about what you're going to eat, drink, and wear. And this is at a time where what people ate and drank and even wore was something they had to focus on because they didn't have these elements as easily accessible as we do now. He gives them a couple of illustrations to look to. He says, look at the birds of the air. They do not reap or store away in barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? He says, look at the birds. Birds look at like they're at peace, don't they? They're incredible. They build this terrible, nasty looking little nest, and then they just fly away and they leave it. There's no concern. There's no care. And yet they're always taken care of. Likewise, look at your life. Look at some of the greatest things you were worried about at some point. You're still alive now. And the truth is, it probably ended up happening anyway, or you realize it wasn't that important anyway. We have to prioritize God in our life. And he says, look at the birds. You're so much more valuable than they. Who of you by worrying is going to add time to your life? We know now through science and health that worry is called the silent killer. It actually takes away your life. Jesus goes, this worries, it's not helpful. He says, and why do you worry about clothes? Now, if it was true then, the Lord knows it's true now. It says, see the lilies of the field grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you? Oh, you have little faith. So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. Wow. He says, look at the lilies of the field, and flowers are beautiful, aren't they? He says, they're just grass. It's just a form of grass. That's how little God views it compared to you. And what does Jesus chalk this all up to? A lack of faith. When we don't prioritize God in our lives, it's a simple reason. We lack faith. We lack the faith that it's worth it and that's going to pay off. He says, don't be like a pagan that looks at the results. They look at the sun, they look at the harvest, and they worship these things. He says, don't worship your circumstances. Worship God, who is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He says, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. He says, therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. The truth is, your life doesn't matter to somebody who's living in a remote city in China. They have no idea what's going on in your life, but it matters to God. He says it matters to God, but you got to focus. You got to prioritize God through his kingdom and through his righteousness, making sure that you are blessed and blameless as you walk before God. And so today, let's make a decision to consciously prioritize God in our lives, and God will meet and take care of our needs. Have a great day.